Hello, hello, welcome. I'm Robin with Zimmy Simple Designs. If you see the little red live light, you've caught me live. If not, you're watching the replay. Please type in hashtag replay. Say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Let me know if you're new so I can welcome you to my page. Hi, Lacey. What are you doing under there, Dolly? Hello, hello. Hi, Cheryl. Hey, Tracy. How are you this morning? Hope you're all doing well this morning. I know, I'm on early. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Criselda. This is early for me. But I took the opportunity to help fill a spot. And yeah, so here we are. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Christy. Hey, friends. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for popping in and spending a few minutes with me. I appreciate it. I'm Robin with Zimmy Simple Designs. Hi, Levon. And hello from Kingman, Arizona. Hello, Mary. I am originally from Arizona. Anyway, this is my segment in Craft Around the Clock today. Like I said, I was able to pick up another spot, spur of the moment. So you want to talk about, I was scrambling to get, but I debated on whether to go live, and I remembered I had this project, and I thought, well, maybe I will, and we'll do this project today. How are you, Kelly? And my dog's going to play ball now. So, hi, Pam. How are you? So, what I have is, hi, Deborah. I have this little manger and just a wooden ball, and we're going to do our little baby Jesus in a manger. This is a wood kit. If you are interested, you get the little wooden ball and the manger. They're $10 plus shipping if you would like one. Hello, Paula. How are you, Deborah? So, yeah, so this is what we're doing today. This took me a while to get it, and I don't know how we're going to do this for sure. I think I know, but we're going to see if it's going to work. But I have a piece of what's left of just one of the tea towels from Dollar Tree that I've coffee grunged. To me, it kind of looked like, maybe mesh or, like linen fabric, I guess, or, little linens that they would wrap baby Jesus in rather than a muslin. I just like this a little bit better. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Paula. Welcome, guys. Thank you all for being here. So that's what we're going to use. But the part that I wasn't sure how I was going to do was kind of make the body give it some stability, because I didn't want to just put this ball in this fabric and wrap it up with some batting, which we are going to use also. But I wanted to give the body a little bit of structure, because it's just going to, I'm just going to put some stuff in here, some prairie grass, and then put our baby Jesus in there laying. And so I wanted to give it. So what I decided we're going to try, I'm not going to guarantee this works. Hi, Sissy. Yeah, let's throw it. I'm going to glue the ball, which is going to be baby Jesus's head, onto this craft stick. And it just happened to be stained. I didn't really need to stain it. You're not going to see it. This one just happened to be stained. We're going to glue that, and then we'll, like I said, we'll lay this down in here, and we're going to wrap it, and then, of course, I'm going to add some batting to this to give it a little bit of fullness. But I thought it would give it a little bit more stability instead of being kind of flimsy, because this ball is kind of, you know, it's a wooden ball. It's not styrofoam, so it's got a little bit of, hi, Darla. Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Darla. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So this project, and then I've also drilled a hole in the end of this because I'm going to take some wire and we're going to bring it up and I'm going to hang a little star off of it. But that's, we're going to see how this works. Yeah, there's no guarantees. So yeah, this could be a fail. This could be a fail. Hello, Stephanie. Hi, Tracy. How are you? So I do have another small project if we get this one done, because this, well, depending on how things go, it may or may not take me a while. So, yeah. So I did get another one planned just in case. So like I said, we're just going to glue this on here. Then I think I'm going to glue the stick to the, hi, Kim, how are you? Hello, Beverly. We're going to glue the stick to the fabric or the tea towel, just so it all kind of stays together. So I want this to come up. We're going to wrap it kind of up over the baby's head. How are you, Sharon? Welcome, Beverly. Thank you very much for those stars. That was so kind of you. I appreciate those. Anyway, we're going to grab a little bit of batting here. And I'm not going to need a whole lot, but we do want to add something so our baby's body has, hello, Kelly, has a little bit of fullness to it, not just this stick in a ball. Thank you for sprinkling. Oh, you're so sweet. So we're going to kind of do this, and I'm going to kind of munch the batting. We'll glue it down on this stick as well. Kind of like that. I may need to add a little bit more. We'll wrap this down around it. Like I said, this could be, I may be going about this all wrong. So we're going to find out, right? We are going to find out. All right, I think this is what we're going to do. Like I said. And I'm going to trim this. So we're going to trim this first. Hi, Rita. How are you? We'll trim it up. And I probably should have more of a square piece, but this is what I had. And so we're going to use it up. Had to call our grandson he actually called us this morning. So while he was on the phone, I got to wish him a happy birthday. His birthday is today. He had to call and tell us all about one of his new toy he got for his birthday. Doing great. I'm doing pretty good, Rita. I'm doing pretty good. So I think that's about where we want this. And then this will come up. So I'm going to kind of glue this down. And I got out my fine tip glue gun. And I did because the next project is going to be needing that. So let's glue it. All right, so we got that kind of centered there. All right, and then we're going to glue this down. Hey, Brenda, how are you? I only am gluing it because I don't want any of this to shift or go anywhere once we get it all together. And like I said, I could be going about this all wrong, but I've never done it before, and this was kind of how I thought maybe it would work. So, yeah. I mean, I had in my mind that this is how I wanted to do the baby Jesus, but I've never done this before. I've seen them done, but, or I mean, I've seen them, but I've not seen anybody do one. So it was just like, well, this is how I'm going to do it. No. So I've got one playing ball and one is growling. Hello, Penny. How are you? So now I'm going to wrap this up around our baby. And I may have just, I did. I glued my piece to my paper towel, but it came unglued. And I don't know. I may be getting this too full. I don't know. And I may have to adjust this as we get it put together. Slide it down so we can see baby Jesus's face and all the things. So I'm going to get this over here a minute because I want to see, make sure we get this not too overly big. And maybe I shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. Like I said, this was the way I was thinking to do this, but it could be all wrong. So then we got our baby Jesus, and he will fit right in there. And I am going to wrap this just a little bit more. And we'll glue it and trim it. I don't know, maybe you guys have done this before. And know of an easy run. Hi, Casey, how are you? All right. And then we'll trim that up. Like I said, we'll bring this down around his face once I get it all kind of in place. Hi, Becca. How are you? How you doing today? All right. I'm just trying to get this. And maybe I should go this way with it. And then kind of trim that up and tuck it underneath. And then we don't see all that. Yes, it has. Okay. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this direction with it. So I'm going to trim this up. I keep putting that in front of it, but I'm trying to, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I go towards the front or the back? Maybe like, hello, Shasta. How are you? I don't know. Maybe you guys, what do you guys think? Do it that way? Yeah, maybe twine. I do have some twine. Maybe wrap it. Well, I can glue it, but I think you're right. Maybe a piece of twine. But I do have to trim it here. Hi, Dana. because that's awfully long. And maybe tie it, maybe kind of wrap it, I don't know. This is adorable. I hope so. I hope so. I think if I just tuck that back there, and we'll get some glue on it here, I think we'll be okay. Because we're not going to see any of this. It should be tucked. Hey, Shay. I think I'm overthinking it. Hey, Denise, how are ya? I think I'm overthinking it. Then I'm gonna, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of glue along the side here. Do what? Fold it and tie it with a little shoestring bow. That's an idea, Dana. I think I'm gonna go like this. And I'm just gonna kind of put this fabric on here and kind of pinch it down around his face. Like that. And then do that on this side so we can see his face. I am gonna put some little eyes on here, but other than that, he's not gonna. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Casey, I appreciate that. And that's my goal, is to be able to inspire you guys to try things. There we go. Then I'm gonna do the same right here, I think. Tuck it right here. Just so we can see his little face. Kind of like around here. Like that, kind of like that, so you can see his little face. And then this will go here, but maybe just tie a little. Hi, Sandy. How are you? I don't know, we're gonna try this. Maybe tie this a little, give it a little bit of a, and then I'll hold it up and you guys can tell me what you think. Like a little package almost, huh? Like something like that. What do you think? Perfect, you think? And I got too much here. I tucked it too much on this side. That's better. Like that. With the little bow, you think? Okay. All right, so now what I have is, I got this, I was gonna use Excelsior, but my Excelsior is really horrible. So thank you for sprinkling, Cynthia. And I hate working with Spanish moss. And I know a lot of people use Spanish moss. But I have this, it's called prairie grass, and I've had it, and I thought, you know, that kind of reminded me more of like hay that they would have found in a manger. So I was gonna add this to our manger. And then the best I can, you know, kind of just keep adding it in there and gluing it. I don't know how well this is gonna do, but you know, I'm gonna try. I thought I'm gonna try it and see. See how well it works. I may have to use tons of glue to get it to work, but because it's kind of in pieces, and but like I said, to me it reminded me more of what would have been in a manger than Spanish moss. But this too may be an epic fail. I'm just gonna kind of add and glue, I think. Ouch. If I don't burn my fingers off, right? Ow. But I don't know that Spanish moss is gonna do much better. And like I said, I'm just kind of throwing some glue in there and pushing it down in there. Like I said, this may not work either. And then this will go. And of course that may help. Once I get that on there, it'll help hold that in there. Hopefully. Just like that. We're gonna trim it up here. We may have to start all over. Just keep gluing, it will stick. Yeah, just keep gluing, it'll stick, right, right. It's kind of what I thought, Pam. Just keep gluing, throw the glue in there and kind of hold it, right? I just got to be careful on my fingers. Just don't want to glue any fingers. I've done that, so. Another little stack of it here. Whoop. Hold that down. The things I will try every now and then. And if it doesn't work, then you guys will know what not to do, right? As they say. Do not try this at home. Okay, and then baby Jesus is going to sit right on top. So what I'm going to do is, before I glue him on there, I am going to add some eyes to our little baby Jesus. That way I'm not kind of contending. And hopefully this will stand on its own. And I'm just going to get the back of a paintbrush here and do 2 little dots for his eyes. And that's pretty much it, other than our little star. And I maybe should have done that. There we go. Before we put baby Jesus in there. So like I said, I did drill a hole in the top here. And what did I do with it? Oops. Oh, here it is. Have some rusty wire. All right, Dolly. And I'm going to cut a piece off, just our rusty wire. And I will glue this in there, but for now I'm just going to stick it in there. I just want to see, I cut that way too long. So and I got I'm going to get a rusty star. And the ones I have a little hole in them. But we're going to trim this down. And I'm going to add our star. Went the wrong way. Well, maybe I do want to go this way. No. And it's the perfect size. I'm just going to take my little pliers and we're going to just twist this. Actually, I think I'm going to twist it up like this. Ouch. Around just enough to hold that little star. And I'm gonna use my E6000 for this. And we'll put some on there. And I'm gonna put it in our hole. And we're gonna, I got my hole a little too big, but that's okay. I may have to add a little hot glue in there to get it to stay. And actually, I did go clear through the bottom, so I think what I'm gonna do is go like this and wrap my little, rather than trying to do a, maybe. If I can get it to cooperate. Well, it'll take me longer to do this than the whole project, right? There we go. Like that. Oh. Not like that. But you know what I mean. I will play with that a little bit more to get it to stay. There we go. I can never get anything to sit on that desk. Okay. And then we'll put our baby Jesus in there. And like I said, I will adjust this. Kind of like a little mobile, right? A little mobile. And I'm gonna really put some glue on the back of this. Maybe. Like that. Glue strings. And set our baby Jesus down in there. There we go. I have glue strings everywhere. There we go. Just like that. For our little manger. And I may have to trim up some of the grass and stuff, but that's basically just something really simple. I was thinking to add, like I said, I'm going to mess with this just a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. I was thinking to just add a little shoestring bow with a little tag. True story. But I don't think I am. I think I like it just the way it is. I don't think it needs anything more. Don't you guys like it? I think I like it just like that. Hi, Joan. Oh, well, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Just something really simple, but to me, that conveys the true meaning of Christmas. Just simple. Like I said, I will add some glue down in there so that stays a little better, and trim it up just a little bit. But I love it. I love it. Give my grass a haircut. All right. So that was for that project. And I know I won't get this other one done, but you guys like that? Hello, Jump to Joyful. Thank you. Thank you. Here for a few minutes. Oh, well, thank you, Dolores. I appreciate it. Spending a few minutes on your break. So let me get my mess here. My other project, I do have about 10 minutes, so let me get that cleaned up. So I I cut this tree out of this piece of quilt that I got from Esmeralda at Lovett's Garden, and I just loved it. I've had it for a little bit, and I've been trying to look for the right project. And I know a lot of people have been making these Christmas trees, you know, out of the fabric. And I thought I thought that would be perfect. So I cut this tree out of there. And of course I did coffee grunge this. Now mine is shaped a little different. I know a lot of people just doing the triangle or shape. But this is why I got the little fine tip, because I'm going to glue this together and we're going to stuff it. Hey, Marie, how are you? Hi, Zena. How are you, sweet friend? It's good to see you. So, but yeah, I got this from, like I said, Esmeralda. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lovett's Garden. She does, well, she did the last vintage and thrifted live sale. So I've bought several of things from her. And this was one of them. I have another piece, but I used it to make, this is kind of where I cut it. I'm just gluing back what kind of came apart here. But she always has some amazing things to offer. I love to get on. I have to stay away though, because I get on there and I wanna buy it all up and I can't afford it. Hi Renee, how are you? Okay, good to see you. Well, it's good to see you. I sure do enjoy seeing the pictures of your grandbaby. She's a cutie. If you guys aren't familiar with Lovett's Garden, you really should, especially if you like vintage and thrifted items. Yeah, she has some really neat things. Her and Chad offer some really neat things. And she usually does, hi Anita. She usually does a sale at least once a week. But if you follow her page, she always lets you know when she's going to go live to do her live sales. I've gotten spindles from her, lots of other goodies I've gotten, pieces of trim, yeah. We're going to get this together. Esmeralda. Yeah, she does, Deborah. She has some wonderful auctions, doesn't she? She does. All right. So there's that. Like I said, I am gluing where the quilt has come apart, you know, because I cut into it. So it's kind of coming. Isn't it pretty? I thought that would be different to use for a Christmas tree. One of the Christmas trees. So I am going to kind of trim this up. So they kind of match here. Because I kind of off a little. Not bad, but you know, you can't get it exact when you cut something out. So there's that part of it. I got to watch my time. And you guys, I know I'm not going to get this one finished, but I will take a picture and post it. So then I was thinking, I'm gonna, I have this doily that I've coffee grunged, and I was thinking to add like on one of the corners, a piece of this on there, just to add. Hi Gwen, how are you? Hi Jody. Like down here on the corner. What do you think? Just to add a little different element. I have lace. I was thinking lace trim, but everything I have is really thick, and I didn't want to do anything real thick on, because I was thinking to add like lace trim on it, but I think it's all too thick. Hi Andrina. See, what I have is really, and I think it's going to be too big for my tree. But I wanted to add something else to the tree to kind of decorate it. So it wasn't, you know, just so plain. And I got these doilies, hi Kimberly, off of Amazon. And I just coffee grunged them. You know me, I can't leave nothing alone. I got a coffee grunge it. So I think I'm going to add that right down here on this corner. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on, and then I'm going to cut it. And be careful, like I said, you got to be careful when you do this too, because it is a doily and it has holes. It does have holes. I had this other little doily, but I didn't really like it as well. I thought this one looked a little, I don't know. To me, it looked better, if that makes any sense. Then I thought it needed this over the other one. All right, got that glued down, and then we're gonna trim it. And you guys, if you haven't joined Craft Around the Clock, please do. It's a free group. They have events going on. She has events going on every day, all day long. And we're getting ready to hit another milestone with Craft Around the Clock. She's getting really close. I think it's 70,000. Hi, Tina. Is what we're getting close to having that many members in the group. So what do you think? I think I like that. It just added something to the tree. And I am going to put a bow on this at the top with a rusty star. But I have this spool, and I think I got it off of Etsy. And I got a dowel, and that's what I'm going to put the dowel in there. And this is what our stand is going to be for our tree, is my spool. And that way it's all kind of tied together, all vintage, and like I will have to trim this down. So, but I think it's gonna be really, I think it's unique. It's a different tree than just, you know, plain fabric. I thought it was just something different and unique. Hi, Cindy. So it'll go down like that. But it won't be that high. Like I said, I'm going to trim the dowel up. So let's see. I got my batting here. Yeah, the whole vintage vibe of it, I think. Thank you, Deborah. Hi, Michelle. How are you? How have you been? Good to see everybody. So we're going to get my tree stuffed here. I'm not going to overly stuff it, just enough to give it a little stability, you know, so it'll stand on its own. And I may have to do more gluing as I go. Hello, Jeannie. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys just amaze me. I am so fortunate to have you all. I'm so blessed. I really mean that. You guys blessed me so much. I cannot be having a good day and come on and yeah. Turn my whole day around. And these past couple months for me have been really rough, so let me see if I can get some of this up in here. All right, guys, like I said, I will take a picture of this. You're fine, Gwen. It's always the replay, girl. You're good. Thank you for being here. You guys stick around, craft around the clock, and see who's up next. I'm sure it's going to be somebody amazing. There are some amazing creators in this group. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I pray that you have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. Bye. Well, thank you, Deborah. I feel the same.